Why do smart TVs feel less smart every year? Think about it for a second. There was a time when buying a TV felt simple. You cared about the picture, the size, maybe the sound. You brought it home, plugged it in, and that was it. No accounts, no updates, no waiting. You pressed a button and it just worked. So why doesn't it feel like that anymore? Now when you turn on your TV, it doesn't just turn on, it loads, it thinks, it shows you things you didn't ask for. It feels less like a TV and more like a slow, cluttered computer stuck on your wall. And the weird part is, this didn't happen overnight. It slowly changed, step by step, update by update, feature by feature, until one day you realize something feels off. So let's ask the real question. Why do smart TVs keep getting worse instead of better? Let's start with something everyone notices: speed. Have you ever turned on your TV and just sat there, waiting for the system to load, waiting for the home screen, waiting for apps to respond? You press a button on the remote and nothing happens. Then suddenly everything happens at once. It's laggy, it's delayed, it's frustrating. And you sit there thinking, this is new technology. Shouldn't it be faster? It should be. But here's what's actually happening behind the scenes. Your TV is no longer doing one simple job. It's doing dozens of things at the same time. It's loading apps, syncing data, checking for updates, connecting to servers, tracking activity, and yes, loading ads. All of that takes power. All of that takes time. So even though the hardware is better, the experience feels worse because it's overloaded. Now think about the home screen. This is where everything changed the most. Before, your TV took you straight to what you were watching. Maybe a simple input menu. Clean, easy, no distractions. Now, you're dropped into a busy dashboard filled with rows and rows of content. Recommendations, trending shows, sponsored banners, suggested apps. And here's an honest question. How much of that do you actually care about? You didn't turn on your TV to browse endlessly. You turned it on to watch something specific. But instead, you're forced to scroll through a system designed to keep you there longer. Because the longer you stay on that screen, the more valuable your attention becomes. And that brings us to something most people don't realize right away. Your TV is not just a product anymore. It's a business model. Yes, you paid for it. But that's not where the relationship ends. Companies now make money even after you buy the TV. Through ads, through partnerships, through data. That banner you see on the home screen, someone paid for that. That app being promoted, that placement isn't random. Even the order of content can be influenced by deals happening in the background. So your TV is no longer neutral. It's curated, but not always for you. Now let's talk about updates. Updates sound like a good thing, right? They're supposed to fix problems, improve performance, and add useful features. But how often do updates actually make your TV feel better? Sometimes they change the layout completely. Suddenly everything you were used to is gone. You have to relearn how to do basic things. Sometimes they slow the system down even more. Sometimes they install apps you never asked for and don't let you remove them. Why does that happen? Because updates aren't just about improving your experience. They're about expanding the system, adding more services, more integrations, more ways to keep you inside a certain ecosystem. And once you're inside that system, it becomes harder to leave. Now here's something interesting to think about. Have you ever tried to use your smart TV without signing in? Or without connecting it to the internet? It almost feels incomplete, right? Some features don't work. Some apps are locked. Some settings are limited. It's like the TV is saying, I can't fully function unless you connect. But that raises a deeper question. Who is really in control of your TV? Is it you, or is it the system it depends on? Because once your TV relies on servers, accounts, and constant updates, your experience is no longer fully in your hands. And that leads us to privacy. This is something people don't always think about when they sit down to watch a movie. Smart TVs can collect data: what you watch, when you watch it, how long you watch, what you search for, what you click on. All of this helps improve recommendations, but it also builds a profile of you. Your habits, your interests, your patterns. And that data can be used in ways you don't always see. So here's a simple question. When you're watching your TV, is it just entertainment? Or is it also observation? Now let's talk about something even more frustrating. Lifespan. A few years ago, if you bought a good TV, it could last a long time without feeling outdated. The screen didn't suddenly get worse. The channels didn't stop working. But with smart TVs, things are different. After a few years, the system starts to slow down. Apps stop getting updates. New apps don't work properly. Features break. Not because the TV is physically damaged, but because the software is aging. And once the software feels old, the entire TV feels old. That's a big shift. Because now, you're not replacing your TV because the screen is bad. You're replacing it because the experience is. And that experience is controlled by software you didn't build and can't fix. Now think about how many features your TV has. Voice assistants, screen mirroring, app stores, smart home controls, recommendations, live content, gaming modes. It sounds impressive, but how many of these do you actually use? Most people use just a few things. Maybe a streaming app or two. Maybe an HDMI input. So why is everything else there? Because the goal isn't just to serve your needs, it's to expand possibilities even if you don't need them. And in doing that, the system becomes more complex, more cluttered, more confusing, more distracting. Now here's a thought that might sound simple, but is actually powerful. What if smart TVs didn't get worse because technology failed, but because priorities changed? What if the goal is no longer to make the best TV for you, but to make the most valuable platform for companies? Because when you look at it that way, everything starts to make sense. The ads, the clutter, the tracking, the updates, the slowdowns. They're not accidents. They're side effects of a system designed for something bigger than just watching TV. Now here's the part that really makes you think. Do people actually want all of this? Or did it just happen, slowly, until it became normal? Because if you ask most people what they want from a TV, the answer is simple. Good picture, fast performance, easy to use, no distractions. That's it. Not endless menus, not ads, not complicated systems, just something that works. So why is that becoming harder to find? Because simple doesn't scale the same way. Simple doesn't collect as much data. Simple doesn't push as many services. Simple doesn't generate as much ongoing profit. And that's the trade-off we're living with. Convenience mixed with control. Features mixed with friction. Smart mixed with complicated. Now let's ask the big question. Where is this going? Are smart TVs going to keep adding more and more until they become even slower, even more crowded, even more controlled? Or will there be a shift back to simplicity? Because something interesting is already happening. People are starting to notice. They're getting frustrated with slow systems, with forced updates, with ads on devices they paid for. Some people are choosing to use external streaming devices instead of built-in systems. Some ignore smart features completely. Some are even looking for dumb TVs again, just screens without all the extra layers. And that says something important. It says that maybe, just maybe, we went too far. Maybe in trying to make TVs smarter, we made the experience worse. So the next time you turn on your TV and find yourself waiting, scrolling, searching, clicking, ask yourself something honest. Is this actually better than before? Or did we trade something simple and reliable for something more complicated, more distracting, and less enjoyable? Because not all progress feels like progress. Sometimes it just feels like noise. And sometimes the smartest thing a device can do. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.